Hello, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Next Gen Byte. Today we'll be looking at what are vectors in C++, how to implement them, and most importantly, how they work. So let's get to it. So a vector is just basically like an example of a data structure where you have a bunch of indices and corresponding to these indices are values. An index is basically like the address that holds of our value. Alright, now the most useful thing with representing and thinking of them as addresses are you can attain any value you want instantly or more formally in O of 1 constant complexity. If you want an item what exists at the index 0, you can type in 0 and you get AAA, and for index 2 you can type the index 2 here and you'll get hello. So this is the most useful thing in vectors and it is used a lot. And vectors are dynamic. Alright, by dynamic I mean you can append any item, you can pop any item, you can also insert any item you want to the specific place. Let's look at how does our insert work. So to insert an item, you have to first make space for the specific item. So I'll just move this part downwards and insert our item here. Now, but the thing is, as you can see, we have two same indices for two different values, and that's impossible. All right, a single index can only store a single corresponding value. Yes, you can do tuples, etc., etc., but for simplicity purposes, you can only store one specific type of value or type of class, whatever it is. But the indices in a vector cannot be same. They have to be distinct. Alright, so to make it valid, you have to change this item to 2. Alright, but the thing is, the item below it is also 2. So you have to change this item to, this item to, and this item to. Alright, this creates kind of a chain reaction. And since we always account for the worst case, therefore, if the length of our vector is n elements, our time complexity will be O of n. Since if you insert an item at 0, you will have to change all of indices. So now that we have understood the basic analogy of our vectors, let's write some code. Alright, so let's start by including our input and output library called iostream. This just basically handles all of our input and output operations. And now we can include our vectors. Now I usually like to create a namespace for my projects because it gets a lot messy by typing std all the time. So yeah, we'll be using namespace std. And now we'll start off by making our main function. Let's write a sample program. Alright, so declare a vector of size 5. You can just type in vector, the type of vector you want, meaning are your elements integers, are they another vector? That's a topic for another day. Or are they strings? It's totally your choice. I'm going to choose integers and make an integer a of size 5. Alright, this is how you declare a vector. Now to change a specific element, you can just type a of the specific index which you want to change, and then you can type is equal to, let's say, 99 for this case. And you can do whatever type of operations you want. You can also read a specific element by typing count serial out of, let's say, a of 0. Alright, and you can also append any item to a, like a dot append a.pushback, sorry. In C++, if you want to append an item, you have to type pushback. This just basically appends the specific element you want to add to the last of the array. I'm going to push 10. And let's see how this works. As you can see, we get a of 0, the item present at a of 0, which is 99 as declared here. And let's also see what is happening here at these specific operations. So you can just loop over all the items present in the array A and then just print them. So yeah, we'll declare a for loop for integer I in is less than 5. We can just print that specific element, and don't forget to put space. And let me put an end line here, otherwise it will get messy. So let's test our program. As you can see, it prints all of the items. Now the reason why this item isn't printed is because I put less than 5 here, and this just appends an item, meaning it adds another index. So yeah, let's increase this to 6. And now you should see, yeah, 10. As you can see, 10 is appended here. Alright, but let's say you have like, this is called a dynamic vector since you're not appending. So how do you get the size? That's a very important operation. You can just type a integer of a dot size. Alright, so this should also return us 10. As you can see, no matter how many times you push it, it will consider all of the elements in the array here. Here, as you can see, this happens. Now for popping an element, as mentioned, you can just type a dot pop. Pop back pops the last element, and let's run our program. As you can see, the length of the vector decreases. Alright, now let's say you want to insert a specific item. You just type a dot insert and you type in your iterator, which is usually dot begin, or you can use dot end if you want to consider from the last. And I'll do +3. Let's insert an item at the position 3. And I want to insert 6, 7. Alright, so let's test our program. As you can see at index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, it inserts 6, 7. So guys, this was it of arrays. I hope you liked this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.